Hello guys and welcome back to another episode here on the 404 Not Found technical server. So today I said that we'd be showing off an exciting new project. Unfortunately that's not going to be the case because we have done a very big mistake. We have like properly effed up here. Um, so I'm just going to go straight out and say it. We built a farm, and I mean a very large farm, in the wrong location. We didn't think it would be location dependent because none of us thought about it, but it is location dependent, and it is in this area. And if you can't tell already, it's an XP farm, and it's a portal XP farm, pigment XP farm, and we have to aggro the pigment using snow golems. And snow golems melt in a desert, and we're in a desert biome. We built the perimeter in a desert biome, and it melts. And there's nothing we can do about it. And I feel really bad about it because the farm's my design, and I didn't think about the snow golems melting in deserts. They completely slipped my mind. I'll just go ahead and show you what has been built so far. So the perimeter looks really nice. The perimeter looks really nice, and yeah, this was going to look really good, and we can't use it now. And lots of obsidian's already been placed, and we're gonna have to remove it all. Oh, just just look at. Oh. Even have a piston bolt in here, and it's been added in, and that's going to have to get removed as well. There's some positives to this. We have a perimeter, that's a positive. We have a render distant perimeter, so if we're in the center here, we can't see the walls, but which is good. It means we've got very like efficient perimeter, and it means we can build a general mob farm here. So with a desert, we can build a general mob farm. That's essentially what we got out of this. But yeah, everything else, yeah, not good. So there's a lot of blocks here, and we either have to mine it all out again, so get rid of mine all this way and collect all the stuff. I mean, all this stuff here, that's not the obsidian, is really easy to get. The obsidian, however, is not easy to remove. Everything else is easy to remove. We could blow it up if we wanted to, but the obsidian is really hard to get and really difficult to remove. And we got the obsidian using an obsidian farm in the end, so we can still use that again if we want to get more obsidian, but still, there's tons of obsidian here that needs to be removed. Whilst that idea has not worked out the way we wanted, we will just put this on hold for a bit, and so we're currently discussing what to do next. Before we even get into the process of taking the entire thing down, I'm suggesting that we just do something completely different and take our minds off it for a bit, and then come back to it at a later date when we feel a bit more motivated for it, because it's extremely demotivating having a massive project like that go to complete waste because someone didn't think of the obvious thing that snow golems melt in a desert biome. And yeah, that aside, we're going to be working on a different project, and this project is a moss block farm. Recently, I made a 120k per hour moss block farm. I've got a video on it, so I'll link that in the description, and we're going to be building that up on the server. And the area that we want to build it in is going to be prepared in such a way that it can be chunk loaded relatively free for long periods of time. So for this, we're going to require a massive 7x7, well, I say massive, a 7x7 chunk hole like at the bartering storage. However, instead of mining it this time, we're going to blow it up with TNT. So that's why I'm here in the Creator World, to start with some of this testing. And these are the modules that we're going to use to actually blow up the area. So I'm going to have to tile this across. So right now, this is in the chunk aligned, so this TNT is aligned with the edge of this chunk, and then if we go across to 7, that'll be the full area. So this is not the same seed as the server, I'm just on a random seed just to test it out, but I will tile this along once I know that this is going to be fine, and also if this is the correct height. So I don't know what height it is at the moment, so I'm just going to mess around until I find the correct height. I want it to blow up the gaps in between as well, and the reason for this is because we're going to be blowing up the bedrock. Blowing up the bedrock. We're going to be breaking the bedrock in the 7x7 area as well, because why not? That's really the only answer. Why not? And so it doesn't really matter too much about having holes in the bedrock. So I'm going to just see if this is low enough, and if it's low enough, then that will be fine. Anyway, right, let's give this a test. So let me just turn the chunks off, and if this is all okay, then hopefully I'll be able to use it again. And I've just realised I've launched it without a return station. Well, that's worked out really well. Good thing that I've made backups. Okay, so now I've tested it with a return station, which is extremely simple. Just a simple, just literally a piston floating there and then sitting there to stop it. And that will activate, well, this observer here will activate it, and then it will, cause this piston to get reactivated, which will then move this all across, and it will then come back. Now, it doesn't go all the way down to y equals, well, 5 at least. It actually goes down to y equals 17. So what I'm going to have to do is lower this down a little bit. So I think I'm going to have to put it down to about 84, y equals 84, and hopefully that won't be too low down that it blows the entire thing up. Okay, so I have lowered it down, and now I'm going to test whether this doesn't blow it up. So let's just try. So let me just turn the schematic off as well. So far, so good. Let's try tick warping it. Oh, it's lagging a lot. Probably because I'm trying to record at the same time. Okay, it's starting to slow down quite a bit. Okay, so I had to lower it down even further, and I've now got it to the correct height. So we're starting to remove some of the blocks in between the bedrock there, which is what we need. And even if it doesn't get all of it, it's not the end of the world. We can just mine it out when we get to those layers of bedrock, when we're blowing up the bedrock. I'm now going to go ahead and tile this, and then we'll do a test for the full 7x7 chunks. Okay, so I have now tiled up the machine, so it's actually a bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. But then again, here's 7x7 chunks. It's not the it's not technically a small area. It is still quite a large area, and you've got all of them going to be activated, and they're going to be activated in succession. However, I think I'll leave that demonstration for a time lapse when we build it up on the actual server. But I'm going to go ahead and test this off camera, because otherwise my frames will just lag so much that I can't even record. So I will see you in just a few minutes once I have fully tested this. Well, that was a failure. Machines got blown up, so essentially we're going to have to make this a bit, well, raise up a little bit. So I'm probably going to try and raise it up about 2 layers, I'll say. Hopefully that will be fine, so I'll test that and see if that's okay. Otherwise, it has blown up quite a bit of it, but it looks a bit weird right now because not all of it actually got activated. As you can see, you've got machines here just completely blown up. So yeah, not great, but we can just raise everything up by 1, and hopefully that will, well, raise it up by 2, sorry, and hopefully that will be enough. Okay, so this has now worked pretty well. We've got a full 7x7 area with pretty much no blocks, and then there's a few floating blocks that can just be easily removed, and a few in the sides, but it's extremely minimal. Now, of course, you can see that we haven't got all the way to the bottom, so unfortunately we are just going to have to build this up here. So the schematic placement is placed at y equals 90. The TNT is not at y equals 90, but the placement itself is at y equals 90, and then we're going to have to lower it down when we get to when we want to get to the lower layers anyway. So we'll just have to rebuild it, unfortunately, which isn't the end of the world. So I'm going to add some scaffolding to this, and then I will make the schematic for this, and we will go ahead and build this on the server. I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. Of course, you saw that we completely failed on the first run because we didn't remove the scaffolding. We should have removed the scaffolding, and the entire thing blew up. But it was easy to rebuild, so we went ahead and did that, and we have now actually gone and completed the hole. You see here that the entire hole has been dug out. Now we could work on stuff for the moss farm, however, all of that has pretty much been done. I've already designed the farm up, so we've just got to build it once we have done all the other things, and the other things are bedrock breaking. For now, we're not going to do any of that. We're just going to get ahead with some things that we desperately need. If you're wondering what this is, it is our slime farm, and I am going to actually go ahead and build a better one and design a better one that's a bit not our next permanent slime farm. It's going to be more of a temporary one. So we do have plans to build a massive perimeter and build several slime farms, but we now just need a bit of a faster, better one than this one. This is a very standard and basic design. It's just a load of platforms, and the slime will literally spawn here. And because slime have essentially no AI, they just have like a random movement. They will eventually fall off and fall down here and then die. So it's not the fastest farm in the world. We're going to go ahead and make design a faster one, which is still relatively resource friendly. And another issue with this area is that the farm is slower because no one lit the caves up. So we have this slime farm, and this is the despawn sphere, by the way, that I've just activated using mini HUD. All of these caves are not lit up. If you're wondering why everything looks lit up, it's because I have got gamma override on. This causes massive issues for the mob spawning of the slime. So I'm going to go and find a different location. It's a little bit further away, but relatively closer than ever, and go ahead and build up a better one. The location of the slime farm that I'm going to build up is, well, here it's actually quite close to the perimeter of the XP farm. So I think if I fly out, if it lets me, if I fly this way, I should reach the perimeter. There we go. See, we've got the walls there, and that just shows you how close we are. Now we're not going to do a perimeter for this because there's, well, one, no point, and two, the perimeter's just over there for the other one, and I've lost where. There we are. So yeah, there's literally no point. So we're going to dig out the area we need, and the area we need is a 3x4 chunk area, just to give us enough space for the entire farm. Now, it does mean we're going to have to light the area up around it, which is fine. I'll just do that grind. I'm going to have to kill some animals and probably some villagers as well, to reduce the lag a little bit. But for the most part, it's just going the most grindy bit is going to be just digging out this area. It shouldn't take too many man hours. I'll start a little bit now and then continue tomorrow. You can see here I've marked it out with Netherrack. So this is this side. Now these are just border chunks, and then here, these two chunks here are the chunks we're going to be using for the slime farm. Now the farm itself, the farm design, I won't show until the next episode, but to end this episode off, I'm going to now dig the area we need. So I hope that you'll enjoy this time lapse. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed that time lapse. So we've now finally finished the entire area that we need for the slime farm. So it was a bit of a grind towards the end because of the deep slate, and yeah, I completely forgot about that. So it took quite a lot bit longer to do the final 5 to 10 layers, especially towards the end. So thank you to Swarm, who helped massively there at the end, and also thanks to Random and to Yeet for helping out in the middle, as well as Hyper. And we've now got it all completely done. So the next step is to light up the caves and to start lighting up the surface and all that sort of thing. So that will be the beginning of the next episode. Do hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I shall see you again in the next one. Bye bye.